Yes, folks, it's Tales from the Jails. John G. Sutton. Hey, thank you all for having a look at my audiobook. It quite is something. I've listened to it completely now. And even for me, it was very difficult to listen to the accounts of my experiences, because I look back now and I think, good God, man, how did you do that? Yeah, anyway, I'll play you a little piece later on. But first of all, I want to congratulate the Ministry of Justice for finally finding a solution to the problem of recalcitrant inmates within Her Majesty's or His Majesty's prison service inside the institutions. They've finally found the answer. Obviously, Bootsy the school bully, the black dog, Chinese money box, all the rest of it. Ex-NCO jailers like myself, it didn't work, did it? But now, congratulations, Ministry of Justice. The inmates will be trembling in their boots. Listen, have a look at this. There we are. Tremble, folks, tremble. Yeah, there it is. She's 22 years of age. She joined when she was 20 on the Unlocked Graduate Scheme. And this'll terrify the prisoners. She's got a degree in history. So if you think you're tough, hey, wait till you hear about 1066 and all that. Yeah, or Richard III, or the rise of the Tudors, or Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn. It's all there. And you approached Emily, you're going to get that lecture. No wonder they're quaking in their boots in His Majesty's Prison, Bedford. His Majesty's Prison, Bedford, located in Bedfordshire. If you look at their Wikipedia site, details about the prison, they actually boast that they locked up John Bunyan there. But John Bunyan, who wrote Pilgrim's Progress. Anybody read Pilgrim's Progress? I've read Pilgrim's Progress. It's about this guy who leaves his wife and family and sets off on a journey to find God. Leaves his wife and family, a wife and children. His duty to look after his wife and children, and goes off in search of an invisible man. And that's supposed to be a good thing, is it? Me personally, I stayed with my wife and family and looked after them. I didn't piss off on a journey and throw myself into the slough of despond and meet the giant despair and find the key to the castle, which was hope. Yeah, I didn't do all that, no. I stayed where I was, worked and provided for my wife and family. Like a man should, not like some half-baked idiot in search of invisible people. Or people that never did exist. The first miracle, come on, it has to be finding Matthew, Mark, Luke and John in the middle of the desert 2,000 years ago in the Middle East. Come on. Don't you think? I'm not averse to Christianity. It just doesn't make any sense. And as for people forgiving me my sins, do you think I'm a half-baked nutcase? I don't think so. Not myself. I believe that the sins that I committed, and there are a few, I didn't commit them by accident. I committed them deliberately. Anybody who's been on the receiving end of a good hiding actually had to apply for it. And I don't want to be forgiven. I'm perfectly happy to accept the consequences. And so should they be. Anyway, Emily is the new answer. She's an unlocked graduate scheme, fast track answer to the problems of His Majesty's Prison, Bedford, which, by the way, is a rat-infested dump. First instituted in 1801. 1801, you say? Goodness me, that's a long time ago. And John Bunyan was there. How could he be there? Because he died in 1628. Somebody's stretching the truth a little bit there. In actual fact, John Bunyan was imprisoned in Bedford, but it wasn't in His Majesty's Prison, Bedford. No, it was at another kind of lockup. And he wasn't imprisoned indefinitely. He was imprisoned for a short period of time, pending his agreement to stop unlawful preaching, which he refused to do. So he spent 12 years in prison. So it must have been reasonable food to survive for 12 years, yeah? I wonder if they had porridge in them days. I had porridge this morning, by the way. Anyway, basically, there's a big problem in His Majesty's Prison, Bedford. They find that 60% of the inmates are using drugs. It's even more than on the streets of Toxteth. But Emily, bravely coping here, she says, and this is a quote from Emily, "It has taught me to see a different side of the world." Yeah, that would be the side on the other side of the wall. Yeah? You know, the one with the bars and the locks and the keys and the chains and the truncheons and the inmates that shout and scream. But she said that a lot of the inmates really want one-to-one sessions with her. Well, she'll get a one-to-one session before too long, I'm no doubt about that. And potentially be on the receiving end of some of the inmates' special favours. That's what happens, you see. I mean, how many female prison officers have recently been incarcerated, banged up for improper association with serving male prisoners? Quite a number. In fact, there was a governor, what was her name, Laithwaite. She'd been sending inappropriate messages to one of the long-term prisoners and smuggling phones and various other artifacts in for him. I think she got 9 months, which, being a married woman with children, ruined her family life, brought disgrace upon her relations and all the rest of it, and saw her banged up, out of a job, and pretty well going to be difficult to get employment after that, which is a shame really, because she was obviously an intelligent woman who'd been misled. And I hope sincerely, I believe that this Emily, the history graduate, she looks a very nice young lady, but she's putting herself into a situation there where there are some very unpleasant individuals. For instance, I'd like to have seen Emily explain to the Cambridge rapist, all about her ethos, about helping inmates to address their future. Especially if he jumped out of his cell naked and grabbed hold of her with an enormous erection, as he did to me. If he'll do it to me, what would he do to her? Dangerous place is prison. And there was a riot at His Majesty's Prison, Bedford, in the year 2016, where 200 inmates went smashing the place up because they'd been subjected to 23 hours out of 24 lockdown. And the Howard League for Penal Reform said, what can you really expect if you lock grown men, 3 to a cell, into what is effectively a toilet? Because there's a toilet inside the cells nowadays. Didn't used to be. I go back to the days of flying shit parcels, where inmates defecated into newspaper and threw the packages out of the window, like a letter to Santa. Splat. Anyway, I said I would play you a little bit of my audiobook, which, they've done really done a job on this. The actor who reads it is Alan Turton, who was in Brookside. This is a little start from chapter 8, with Alan Turton reading my account of entering the secure unit, the segregation unit at HMP Prison, Wormwood Scrubs. Here we go.
With the most difficult and dangerous prisoners in the system. Some of the inmates within the high security unit were not even identified by name, and the cell cards outside their individual cells displayed only their security rating, i.e. Cat A, E-list. Some inmates, I learned, were considered to be so dangerous they were only unlocked when there was a minimum of 3 strong staff and at least 1 dog handler, with a huge German Shepherd dog present. On this day, I was to be one of the strong staff detailed to be there whenever a certain prisoner without a name was unlocked. The shift started at 0700 hours and I was required to be in that unit ready for duty at that time, which meant getting there early as I did not have a key to access the high security area and had to ring the bell. The high security unit at Wormwood Scrubs consisted of 2 landings of cells contained within a heavy-duty razor wire fence that is inside the 16-foot high walls of the jail.
There you go, that was Alan Turton reading the start of Chapter 8 of my audiobook, HMP Manchester Prison Officer, which is available on Audible. You can buy a copy off Amazon. I sincerely hope that you'll have a look at that, or you get it in paperback or on Kindle. Yeah, and I'm going to sing you a song now, so I better warn you all, hadn't I, because it's not fair on Larry. He's a very sensitive guy, you know, Larry. He can't stand the singing. It's that time of day, Larry. Run for the hills of Yorkshire. Because Larry, who's a regular contributor here, who you've all out seen below, and I love your comments, by the way, especially the ones that describe my singing voice as being the wonderful dulcet tones of John. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, this is a song by Marty Robbins. It's called The Hanging Tree, which I thought is quite appropriate, seeing as we're talking about His Majesty's prisons, Her Majesty's prisons, and what I consider to be a very dangerous job. But not anymore, now that we've got Emily as the answer. Here we go. I came to town to search for gold, and I brought with me a memory, and I seem to hear the night wind cry, go hang your dreams on the hanging tree, hang your dreams of love that could never be, yeah, hang your dreams on the hanging tree. I searched for gold, and I found my gold, and I found a girl who loved just me, and I wished that I could love her too, but I'd left my heart on the hanging tree. I left my heart with a memory and a faded dream on the hanging tree. Now there were men who craved my gold and meant to take my gold from me. When a man is gone, he needs no gold, so they carried me to the hanging tree to join my dreams and my memory. Yes, they carried me to the hanging tree. To really live, you must almost die, and it happened just that way with me. They took the gold and set me free, and I walked away from the hanging tree. Yes, I walked away from the hanging tree, and my own true love, well, she walked with me. That's when I knew that the hanging tree was a tree of life, new life for me, a tree of hope, new hope for me, a tree of love, new love for me. The hanging tree, the hanging tree, yeah, the hanging tree. There you go. The Hanging Tree, as originally performed by Marty Robbins and completely ruined by John G. Sutton. Thank you very much for watching Tales from the Jails. You can see my book on Amazon. Thank you very much.